I hope you're all laying down for this one. Not just sitting down, but laying down. This is my first morning after movie review. It might be my last. You may have heard of this movie called The Room. You may have seen the movie called The Disaster Artist. I need to see this movie called The Disaster Artist because last night I just went to go see The Room at a midnight showing, thinking it was just going to have people laughing at how bad it is because it is apparently notoriously bad. It is not a bad movie. World is full of bad movies that get made because the person is a hack, or there are too many cooks in the kitchen, or some producer or director or actor ruins what could have conceivably been a good movie. This is not that. Do see it at a midnight showing because the audience participation that has built up around it, as this kind of public mystery science theater or riff tracks phenomenon, makes it more palpable. I think it makes it more palpable the same way you drain a cyst, because the movie is a cyst. The movie is a cancer. The movie is one of it doesn't just represent the film industry. It represents maybe all of Western film, all of human society. What you get when somebody who is clearly mentally incompetent, mentally deficient, somebody who has the disability that makes them unable to function without a handler, rather than having a handler all their life, is given carte blanche all their life. The Room is what happens when a man has lived his entire life without anyone to tell him that what he is currently doing could be done better, maybe. None. That is what The Room is. It is not just a hack. It is not just ill-advised. It is a movie made by somebody who I don't think understands, who clearly no, this is I can say this objectively. The film was made by somebody who doesn't just not understand film. I mean, even like a teenager doing a film in a film class who didn't really care whether the movie was good would make something better than what The Room was. And it really brings home. And you need the humor. You need the audience participation humor to, again, to drain the cyst, to lance the boil of seeing somebody who, looks. I mean, he looks a little like uncomfortable looking. Like he has a kind of a creepy look. But again, he's a middle-aged man who knows to go to the gym to make his body look good, and knows, enough English to kind of have a conversation, I think. But the language barrier is honestly icing on the cake of just how much he not just doesn't, but seems physically incapable of understanding how a film should be. It's not avant-garde. Dude, I can tell you that. No. This is not somebody, pulling a Tom Green, Freddy got fingered, ha ha ha, I get to do whatever I want, I'll make something really silly, and it'll be fun. No, 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 no. This is somebody who doesn't have the physical brain to be able to understand human interaction, much less how to understand how to write a script or direct a film. But it happened. It happened. He was able to find enough people who were desperate enough to be in any movie. They just had to be in a movie, and that's where it really gets you. It reminds me of the Corey Feldman thing. It reminds me of him being given airtime. He had no one around him to tell him what he was doing was terrible, and none of the actors were willing to see what they had gotten themselves into and get the heck out as soon as they saw it. They all the people involved who clearly don't have the same deficiencies that he does told themselves, this will be okay. It is okay for me to participate in this. That's okay. I hope to make this only 5 minutes to let you know that it is something different. It's not just Manos the Hands of Fate, or even, it's not even Troll 2. Troll 2 again is, you get the feeling that it's bad, but at least you think they're probably kind of aware that it's bad and they're having fun with it. But The Room is, again, something you don't see outside of, and I don't say this with any kind of disrespect or demeaning emotions towards people who have mental handicaps. I mean, I should have made that clearer earlier. Those people should be treated with dignity, and this person is not treated with dignity. This person was coddled to the point of kind of making he was made into a monster, basically. There's certainly a level of abuse to the kind of coddling that he must have experienced all his life to feel that it was okay for him to make a movie with a cast, and I guess I have this spoiler alert, with a lot of sex in it, a lot of amazingly, again, just boring sex. I think what people commonly said is that this movie seems to be made by an alien who doesn't really understand humans, or a robot who doesn't really understand humans. I'm pretty sure it's not either of those. I'm pretty sure that this is a kind of what Helen Keller would have done had no one come in and say, yeah, she's blind and deaf, but you're spoiling her. That's what you get with this guy, is like, yes, he has a handicap, but you're spoiling him. You're lying to him all his life, and it's making something that is genuinely painful to watch. It's not painful because it's bad. It's painful because you recognize it for what it is. You can't help but recognize that this is a film that he should have had somebody in his life to tell him not to do this. It's many, many times more than the Corey Feldman performance. It's definitely more than any movie that you think is ruined by a hack or a narcissist or a out of touch Hollywood big cheese. This is somebody who is able to go through life, apparently just through just having a big bank account to dip into. This is what he did. You're right. He didn't actually go out and murder anybody. He didn't go out and rob a bank. But and I guess what I'm saying is there's definitely pity for him. There's anger at the people who didn't pity him enough and didn't care about him enough to try to redirect him. I guess that's all I have to say about it now. I'm just saying it's the morning after, and this is just off the cuff, but see it in audience participation. Don't try to sit through it alone, seriously judging it, trying to figure it out. See the audience participation to it, because it's it's what happens when something isn't treated. It's what happens when an illness isn't treated and it's left to fester.